Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am super duper excited about this. I basically decided to create a channel and a platform to post monologues basically. So whether you're auditioning for drama school for the next coming year or in the future, or you just need an audition for, you need a monologue for an audition, I am here to just give you some ideas, some inspiration. We can share some ideas. Excuse my chamomile tea, it's really cold where I'm filming, so it's very needed. And yeah, so that's essentially how it's gonna work. I think we're going to mainly focus on classical texts because that can be really challenging and daunting actually when applying for drama school. I've just finished my self-training at LIPA, so I feel like I've got the experience of like auditioning, coping with rejection, recalls, redirection, all of that stuff through to actually seeing the course through and graduating. So I feel like I've got some pearls of wisdom that I would have loved to have known when I was auditioning. So how these videos are going to work, I am going to have a go at the audition text, and then we're just going to have like a little chat about maybe some things you might want to think of that you might not have thought of before, or just a few ideas, nothing too intense, but just some little nuggets for you to go away and have a play with. I think the most important thing is when you go to auditions, if you're redirected, that you can be pliable. So it's just good to play around with your speeches. Or you might just be using this for an audition and just want a bit of inspiration, because I found it so useful listening and looking at what other people are doing. Obviously, as with anything, these are just my creative interpretations. You might not think that would be how the character would play, etc. But I just think it's good just to have some ideas. So for the first video of this little series, we are going to be looking at the Jailor's Daughter's monologue from the Two Noble Kinsmen by William Shakespeare, Act 2, Scene 4. I'm going to have a go at the monologue, and then we're going to have a little chat afterwards about some things you might want to think of, and I really hope you enjoy. Why should I love this gentleman? 'Tis odds he never will affect me. I am base. My father, the mean keeper of his prison, and he a prince. To marry him is hopeless. To be his whore is witless. Out upon't! What pushes are we wenches driven to when 15 once has found us? First, I saw him. I seeing thought he was a goodly man. He has as much in him to please a woman, if he pleased to bestow it so, as ever these eyes yet looked on. Next I pitied him, and so would any young wench on my conscience that ever dreamed, all vowed her maidenhead to a young handsome man. Then I loved him, extremely loved him, infinitely loved him. And yet he had a cousin, fair as he too, but in my heart was Palamon, and Lord, there what a coil he keeps, to hear him sing in an evening, what a heaven it is, and yet his songs are sad ones. Fairer spoken was never gentleman. When I come in to bring him water in a morning, first he bows his noble body, then salutes me thus. Fair gentle maid, good morrow, may thy goodness get thee a happy husband. Once he kissed me. I love my lips the better 10 days after. Would he would do so every day. He grieves much, and me as much to see his misery. What should I do to make him know I love him? For I would fain enjoy him. Say I venture to set him free. What says the law then? Thus much for law or kindred, I will do it. And this night or tomorrow he shall love me. Okay, so some things to think about with this text. Number one, she is called the Jailor's Daughter. in the Two Noble Kinsmen. She doesn't even have a name. She is essentially the property of her father. Her status is about as low as you can get. She's essentially a female servant, right? So that is massive for this text. She has nothing. She owns nothing. She is nothing in this society, which I think is very important. Which leads me on to next point. I think one of the keys to this monologue is to look out for the antithesis. So the big contrasts. For example, I think this is a really clear one. I am base, I am nothing. I have nothing, I am nothing. And he is a prince. It like couldn't be more opposite ends of the spectrum. So I think look through the text and mark out any of those big contrasts and see what you can do with those to really emphasize that. Number 3, I think the build in energy throughout this text is also really important, and you can really separate it out. So for example, first I saw him, next I pitied him, then I loved him. That bit towards the start of the monologue. Think about how you're going to build that up, because Shakespeare's giving you help here. He's giving you essentially a list, but you've got the first, next, then. So where is that going to go? Think about what sort of journey you might have with that. Okay, number 4. She asks a lot of questions. Why should I love this gentleman? Say I venture to set him free. She's kind of always asking the audience whether she should do something or thinking something out in her mind. But I think with those questions, really make it sound like a question, like she really wants to know the answers. I think that will really help, because I think sometimes that can be a bit tricky. Number 5, thought changes. This girl, she's scatty. She's all over the place with her thoughts. She doesn't know what she's thinking. She's in love. She's just like full of it, and she's not thinking logically. So her thought patterns are very all over the place. So to hear him sing in an evening, or to heaven it is, and yet his songs are sad ones. She's constantly darting about. So I think going through and marking off those thought changes and being really clear about those might also help you quite a lot. And the last one, oh, my hands, number 6. I think that there is a bit of an opportunity in this text to be a bit playful with the role of Palamon, because she's acting out for her audience. You know, the ritual of her coming in the morning, giving him water, and how he's so, you know, manly and kind of delicious. And I think have a little think about how you can differentiate Palamon from her, because I also think there is something quite disturbing about the idea that there's probably quite a big age gap here. I mean, I at least see him as much older, and he knows what he's doing. He's manipulating her to get out of jail, essentially. He's making her fall in love with him, because he probably knows that he can wrap her around his little finger. So I think really playing with that dynamic might also really help the bit that has the bit about her going in to bring him water in the morning. And yeah, I think that is everything to kind of keep it brief. I hope you enjoyed the first video in this little series, and there'll be much more to come. So please feel free, if you'd like to give it a cheeky like, comment down below any suggestions of other texts you'd like me to have a look at, and click the subscribe button.